Yeah, yeah. Making her way to the mic. They start dimming the lights. You start feeling alright. From Birmingham, home of the Teddy Longs and the Ruben Studders. More once you discover. For all of the lovers, Whitney Houston and Roman Reigns. For all of the lovers, and Mickey James and Marvin Gaye. For all of the lovers, and Sasha Banks, Janelle Monáe, Silk, Sonic, and Paige. Allow me to say, look, I just found a place, sweet escape. Every one of us, I was kinda late, cause I just made it off the struggle bus. Walking by the fate, cause I know it's right in front of us. Yo, I ain't with the hate, gotta focus on what's great. Ladies and gentlemen, Steph Hardy is on the air. Had to drop a couple bars just to make you all aware. So, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. You know I go by Joe or the rest of the flow, yeah.
Hey y'all, welcome to a brand new episode of the Hardy Wrestling Podcast with the girls Stephanie Hardy and Bianca Addison. How are you, Bianca?
I'm well on this hump day evening. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. It's hump day, yes, and I hope everyone is having a good Wednesday evening and had basically a good Wednesday. I hope that you're somewhere comfortable, watching AEW Dynamite because that is currently on right now. So shout out to them and the All Elite crew. And of course, if you are just chilling right now watching the episode, just us, thank you so much for watching us live. And of course, you can listen to us later on all audio platforms. But thank you for watching us live if you are doing that. There is so much to discuss in the world of professional wrestling. Bianca, I feel like we're doing this show early, not only just because, of the scheduling for you, but also because something super, super, super major happened that you wanted to come on and talk about that we will discuss later, involving one of your faves. But I thought it was interesting what happened considering last episode we talked about your experience meeting said person. So the idea of this happening was just really crazy. And I just had to even do a wellness check on you Monday night because I was like, look, this is going on. Let me check on Bianca to see if she's okay. And you were just like, look, I'm emotional, ma'am. I can't do it.
I am.
And I completely understand, and I want you to gush about it later. Just try and hold it in. Just
I'm
try.
ready, girl.
Just
I'm
try to
ready.
hold it in. Try your level best to hold it in. But I understand the pure happiness that you are feeling. I get it because I was happy too. But we gotta wait. We just gotta wait
Go
because there are
ahead. Yeah.
so many things that we have got to discuss in the world of wrestling. So many news um, stories that have come out, so many different developments. So, of course, we're going to start with news and gossipish. Um, this is going to be a bit of a sad note. So, if this is a bit triggering for anyone listening or watching right now, and if you have to just mute it or not watch it right now, I completely understand. But we do have to discuss a major loss in the wrestling community that took place over the weekend. And it involved Scarlett, who, if you may or may not know, was a really big fan of Charlotte Flair. She was a young girl who suffered from diffuse midline glioma, which is an aggressive form of brain cancer. And I believe it was around Backlash time. They showed a whole special before Backlash Tampa took place, explaining the relationship that her and her family had with Charlotte Flair. There was a point where I believe during Survivor Series last year where this little girl even designed some gear in the bright graffiti colors that you might have seen Charlotte wearing over the past couple of months and everything. And she even came to some of the events to see Charlotte Flair, and their bond has been something that has also further let people into the heart of Charlotte Flair the person, and not just Charlotte Flair, the dominant champion that we've known her to be. But sadly, this weekend, this special little girl, this special part of our wrestling community, passed away from that aggressive form of brain cancer, and she was just 8 years old. And this broke my heart when I saw it. I was so sad because when it comes to anyone being sick with any form of cancer, no matter the age, you want them to have a recovery, fight it off, and try to live the best life that they possibly can and have a longer time. But and even when a child has it, it just makes you feel like it's just not fair because when you're a child, you're innocent. There's still so much about life that you have yet to experience and yet to see and do and everything else. So a part of me was always hoping for a level of healing for Scarlett and a level of healing for any child going through anything like this. But that's not to say that she is not healed now. She's just not on this side of the physical with us. But seeing this news really broke my heart because seeing how happy she made Charlotte and how happy she made other wrestlers as well, it was just really beautiful how the bond that they had shared with her. But Charlotte did release a statement after the news broke. She said, "Thank you for the light you brought into my life. I'll quote, I'll never forget the day MJ texted me and told me he had a little fan with him who wanted to meet me. At a time when I was feeling sorry for myself, you gave me something so much greater than I could have ever given you. You gave me perspective. You taught me courage, gratitude, joy, and how precious every single moment truly is. Those lessons will stay with me for the rest of my life." To Kim and Isaiah, watching the way you loved Scarlett through the hardest chapter imaginable has forever changed me. Even on the darkest days, you made sure she had something to smile about, something to look forward to, and a life filled with laughter, hope, and unconditional love. The strength, grace, and selflessness you have shown as parents is beyond inspiring. I hope that one day I can be even half the parents you both are. Thank you for trusting me with your beautiful family, for letting me love Scarlett and Elena, her sister, and for giving me memories I will cherish forever. Your family now. You're stuck with me. And then she also gave a statement to Elena, the sister of Scarlett. She said, "To Elena, from one big sister to another, you will carry Scarlett with you forever. She will always be a part of who you are, and I know you'll honor her in everything you do. The love you have for your little sister is something that can never be taken away. Now you're my little sister too, kiddo, and I can't wait to watch you grow into the incredible young woman Scarlett knew you would become. I'll be cheering you on every step of the way." And to you, Scarlett, you reminded all of us that a life isn't measured by its length, but by the love it leaves behind. Your light doesn't end here. It lives on in your family, your friends, and in every heart you touched. It lives on in every butterfly that makes someone stop and smile, and in every diamond that catches the light. You will always be our butterfly. You will always be our diamond girl. You are loved beyond words, and you will never, ever be forgotten. Forever. And then LA Knight posted a picture on Instagram and gave a message talking about how he met her in 2024 in Seattle at a children's hospital.
I saw that
And
video. I didn't know that was her
yeah, that
until
was her.
wow.
And he said that he, in hindsight, wished that he had spent more time with her, but said that the parents raised an amazing little fighter with a gigantic heart and talked about how he will miss her smile, her energy, her fighting spirit, the little giggle from our first meeting that still tickles me every time I hear it in the video. It's tough at a time like this to celebrate anything, but today I celebrate Scarlett, her life, her spirit. Rest in peace, sweet girl. And everyone has given their condolences. They even started a GoFundMe, and the goal was at $50,000 to pay for things that just need to be taken care of when it comes to that situation, and it's already surpassed its goal. So I'm really happy about that. But here at the Hardy Wrestling Podcast, we want to extend our sincere sympathies and heartfelt vibes and good prayers to Scarlett Golan's family. You it you were so special, and the bond that you had with Charlotte specifically was very special to hear about, and it had me crying in the car when I was at the store and watching Backlash in the pre-show. And I'm just so glad that whoever that everyone who held you in their heart, and now they'll be there forever. So I just wanted to take some time to hold space for her memory and just talk about her. So, Bianca, was there anything specifically about her and Charlotte Flair's relationship that blessed you and impacted you that you want to discuss?
This is what wrestling is all about. It's not just about like the characters. I love seeing the human side of wrestlers who and they don't do it for the money. They do it because it's who they are. You talk about kids like JJ, you talk about kids like Connor. And I just see their bond, and I'm not trying to make this about me, but like I long for that. I long for a connection like that where like she has a big sister for life, and I would just seeing her in the front row at WrestleMania in their bond, and her carrying her through the crowd, fist pumping up the WWE universe, and man, life is so short.
Hmm.
It's really short, and it's very. It's love you more, and because you never, it's scary, but like it's the truth. You never know, and when I learned about her diagnosis, I just said, I'm like, I'm not like, I'm just so thankful and grateful because and I'm sorry for like like ram rambling, but it just
Yeah, that's okay. Because honestly, um, the thing that's really getting me together is not um, even just what outside of my situation this year. It's just the part that really choked me up in reading that is just reading what Charlotte said to Scarlett's sister, Eliana, because Charlotte has been through that herself where she lost a sibling. And I'm holding her in her heart. When I always hold her in my heart when I think about that situation with her and Reed. Um and there, of course, when you go through something like that, you don't want to be going through that, but then as you move forward in your life, you see people who are going through the same thing that you went through. And because of that, it's like you're able to see that person and reach out to them and tell them it's going to be okay. And also, as an older sister myself, it's just there are all the wishes in the world that come to you when you have a sister or a brother that are the youngest, and you want them to live life, and you want them to do so many incredible things, and you have all these dreams and hopes for them. And just her being there for her, just really blesses me, and it just shows how much of a great person Charlotte is. And I hope that Scarlett's sister will carry that strength and carry that love and just continue to grow, um and just and be and then see someone else and continue to lift them up as she finds her own light. And I'm always grateful for the light of Charlotte Flair, and I'm happy that wrestling can give anybody any form of escape even during the most toughest of times. Like, I'm really grateful for wrestling, especially even now. Like, I have been grateful for wrestling so many times in my life, but I'm definitely grateful for it now. And even when you're going through the worst of times, wrestling is there to give you that adrenaline pump, there to give you that joy and that escape for only a little while. So I'm so happy that wrestling was able to give Scarlett that. And now Scarlett isn't in any pain anymore. She can walk around free of spirit, free of, um, and just free as a butterfly that she always liked to draw for Charlotte all the time. Like, even just reading about the butterfly, it just made me think about Charlotte's gear from WrestleMania this year, just how lovely and beautiful and colorful that was. So that's what Scarlett is. And I just wanted to hold space for that. So we're sending our prayers and thoughts, and good vibes to anyone who was touched by her life and her light, and for her family moving forward, because it's tough, but you just got to take one step at a time.
I watched that video with her and LA Knight. Now that I know that it's her, I've seen that video multiple times, and I can't. I I watched that like 5 times in one sitting. It's just so
Mm-hmm.
it's that it's and it's her laugh that at the end. Oh my god. And her
Yeah,
saying L instead of LA. Oh my god, it's just so. Oh, we love you, Scarlett.
absolutely.
And
Well, we
Charlotte, great job.
absolutely.
Or I'm sorry, oh, I don't want to say her. Well, whatever.
Yeah, Charlotte, great job.
Ashley,
Yeah,
great job.
absolutely. An angel of a human. Love her down forever. So as we move forward, I did want to discuss, on a little bit of a lighter note, we had El Grande Americano popping up at a soccer match involving Mexico. I forgot who they were playing against, but we did have the show. Wait, no, Mexico and England. The Mexico and England matchup, to qualify for the World Cup tournament. El Grande Americano was there, and I was very surprised that Fox actually put the camera on him for as long as they did. But they did, and he was there with Andrea Barsarte, who is a WWE Espanol correspondent and also his girlfriend. They were there rooting on Mexico, and it was just really nice to see him basically become a part of lucha libre iconography in this way. He probably doesn't even have to show up to. He didn't have to show up to this game the way he did in Mexico City, but he did, and it's just so wonderful for me. Um, I love seeing wrestlers in places that you don't necessarily expect, because I'm the person whenever I go to the grocery store, I love seeing the Minute Maid bottles with the wrestlers on them, with Cody or with Dirty Dom, and I'm like, hey, I know you. Like, that's the stuff I like to do. So whenever I'm watching something that I think is outside of wrestling, where I'm not gonna see a wrestler, and then boom, I see a wrestler there, I'm just like, oh my god, there's you. Um, that's kind of how I felt. And sadly, Mexico lost, but it was a very highly contested game. But England moved on. But it was just really good to see El Grande Americano there, actually rooting on the team of Mexico, and just seeing on AAA the way that Mexicans have embraced him as a part of them. It's just, one of the most amazing happenings to witness this year, especially given the way that the gimmick started, and of course, that iconic match between him and Chad Gable slash the OG El Grande Americano. And now he's sort of grown to be his own star in a very unexpected way. So this was really cool to see the other night. So yeah, Bianca, how do you feel about him being there at the World Cup and just seeing wrestlers show up in other sports or in other entities?
It's cool seeing other wrestlers and like you see John Cena at the Oscars. You see him hosting the ESPYS.
Right.
So like, yeah, it's cool seeing. Oh, you see CM Punk and Roman Reigns as the Z Bros. So it's cool
Mhm.
seeing them branch out and do more and do uh other projects outside of wrestling. Well, with this, I didn't know this happened until you told me. I think I believe I've seen this on Twitter, but um, I will say this. I lost my words. Okay, I need to watch my thoughts. Hmm. I have learned that the Mexican community has embraced this whole can't this oh god this and to me it's I'm it's something I should get used to. Ugh, it's it's hard, but if the Mexican community has embraced it, then I mean it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. um
Yeah, because even when you look at videos on TikTok, it's like they fully cheer him on, and like he gets full on pops on episodes of AAA, or even when he's just out and about in Mexico. Like it's really insane. It almost has the same effect of Scott Hall,
yeah.
like when he was Razor Ramon and he was portraying a Cuban man, knowing full well that he was not Cuban, and he was just a very white male with slick black hair, right? But there are people in the Hispanic community, and I've talked to them, who fully embrace him as if he's one of theirs. So it's kind of like the same thought process in that, and it's just one of those things that um, even though you don't necessarily like the way that the character started, I feel like where it's ended up isn't exactly the worst place either. It's like if they've embraced him, you're just like, okay, great. Like that's really great for them and their joy. And it seems that this and also just AAA's rise as a whole, as an offset underneath the umbrella of WWE, is finding lots of success. Because a little bit partially because of El Grande Americano. So, and I love this for Ludwig Kaiser because at one point, a lot of people thought that he was just going to be like the sidekick for Gunther, but now he's become his own thing in a very, of course, unexpected way, but at the same time, it's his. And I think that's great. So, yeah, El
I
Grande
want to know how
Americano is here.
I want to know how he learned that Spanish.
He probably learned it really fast.
It's, it's
because because I mean really, like, I find that people from other countries um can pick up languages very fast in that way, because like think about it, he's from Europe, but then he also had to learn English, so learning Spanish for him probably wasn't the hardest thing either.
right.
So yeah,
I can't
like,
wait to see the unmasking.
I don't think that's ever going to happen at this point. He's too popular. He's too popular. They're never going to demask him. I think he won the mask versus mask. He gets to keep his mask, and I just don't think he'll ever demask. I feel like the only way El Grande Americano will unmask is if he just does it himself.
No, I don't. I
I
want to
don't.
see him. I would see that match. I would.
I mean, but it's all. I mean, it's already happened, and we see
Another one.
Chad Gable out there, but I just don't know who would challenge him to a mask versus mask match at this point. I don't know, but either way, it was cool seeing him at the World Cup, um, and at the soccer game. It was really awesome. So as we move forward, another sad, not really a sad development, but a very surprising one and disheartening one, is finding out that Stephen Fairley, who was formerly known as Sheamus,
What's his name?
um, Stephen Fairley,
That his government name?
Yes. Because
Wow.
that's his name on Twitter now because he's taken all of the WWE stuff off of it.
Yeah.
Um
Oh my
but
god.
yeah, Sheamus has left WWE, and it really did surprise the wrestling community, and it pretty much bummed us out because he had been gone for a minute, and the last time anyone really saw him wrestle, it was on November 17th on an episode of Monday Night Raw when he fought alongside John Cena and Rey Mysterio against the Judgment Day, and this was on the path towards John Cena's final match, and everyone talked about that episode last year as if it was one of the best episodes because it was almost like a throwback episode to like the 2010s because Dolph Ziggler slash Nick Nemeth showed up on that episode too.
He
Um,
did, didn't
because he was
he?
yeah, because he was a part of the tournament to be John Cena's final opponent. And
Yeah.
that whole episode was kind of just like a throwback thing, and Sheamus was a part of it it because it just felt like one of those things where John Cena, him, and Rey Mysterio would have teamed up on a random episode back then. And that was the last time anyone saw him on an episode of Raw. No one really knows exactly why he was gone. I think it was reported that he was injured at one point, but he is leaving the company. But Fightful Select did report that he is still under contract as of this moment. And there was other talent on AEW who did not know that he would be departing WWE, and that apparently one talent is expected to make a push to work with him in AEW or CMLL as well as other promotions. Um, this was very shocking because Sheamus has literally been with WWE since 2006. 2006. So that's over 20 years at this point. Or close to 20 years at this point. And he was highly decorated. He won the WWE Championship, the World Heavyweight Championship in its past iteration, the United States title, the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team titles. He won a Royal Rumble. And he was also Mr. Money in the Bank, and he was also a King of the Ring. But there was one last thing that he wanted to do in WWE, which he had not yet accomplished, and that was winning the Intercontinental Championship so he could be a Grand Slam champion. He never got to do that, and that was what a lot of fans online were talking about. They hated that if he hated that he was leaving the company and he never got to finish it. There were people, throwing darts at WWE saying, why did you guys let him go without him doing this and all of the above? But no one really knows exactly how the departing took place because nothing has been publicly said. This is just a lot of speculation at this point. But it does bum me out because this man has a great resume of amazing matches. Um, and I'll never forget his run with Claudio Castagnoli slash Cesaro with the bar. That was fun. They didn't just set the bar; they
We
were the
are
bar.
the bar.
Exactly, like that was the stuff that was very memorable. And then on top of that, he won the World Heavyweight Championship after Brian Danielson kissed AJ Lee. And he beat Brian Danielson in like
Record
15 or
time.
20 seconds
Yeah.
at that WrestleMania. That was the same WrestleMania John Cena and The Rock fought for the first time. So I mean, so he's been a part of some really iconic moments in WWE. And then of course you had his match against I believe Gunther and Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 39 in LA. That was a killer match too. Like he was just a very dependable man, and I said on this show that I wanted to see him go up against Oba Femi because that would have been a killer match. Like that would have been what Big E would call big meaty men slapping meat, and it would
Yeah.
have been fire. But sadly, that will not take place. But we do wish him the very best in whatever it is he decides to do moving forward. We appreciate him on HWP, and we wanted to just show him love after this news broke. But my God, what a career, right?
I remember, oh, he was one of the first wrestlers I saw when I started watching wrestling in late 2010, early 2011.
Hmm.
I remember having his entrance song on my iPod. At one point, it's just saying for fine.
Exactly.
Uh, uh, uh.
Period. That
Yeah.
song hits
Yeah.
to this day.
He he takes me back to high school.
Yes,
Like, in the USA network back in the day when it would be on network television. Oh my god.
those
Oh,
were
this is
the days.
fellas, and oh my god, it just brings me. Reminds me of a time when it was, I was very vulnerable and growing up and still discovering myself, and that was when I started watching wrestling and um discovered that that's a special interest as an autistic person. Um, yeah, it just, ugh, this is a loss. This is a loss. New Day is a loss.
Look,
We've lost, we've lost many great people, and Seamus, we love you. Oh my God, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish you got one last bro kick. Um, was it he? He wasn't part of the 3-man band. No, he wasn't. I'm sorry. Um, but uh, hello everyone, my sir. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Congratulations. Congratulations. First ballot Hall of
absolutely.
Famer, hopefully. Yeah, he definitely a Hall of Famer for sure. No questions asked. I hope Cesaro slash his government name.
Claudio Castagnoli.
There you go, Claudio Castagnoli inducts you. That would be great. I would.
Yeah. And with that report from Fightful Select, I mean, with that one apparently AEW talent that was pushing to have another match with him, it could be Claudio that could be the one pushing for that. And that would be a killer match.
I would watch that.
Me too. Like, it would be nuts. But of course, we just wish him the very best. And thank you, Sheamus, for everything you gave us, including the shameful thing and the lobster head. Okay. I know those aren't the lyrics, but basically, that's just what it sounds like.
Right
Thank you so
in
much
my
for that.
veins.
Thank you so much for that. And offline, Bianca, I'm going to tell you something funny that happened between me and my sister that
Oh,
involved
cool.
Seamus.
I love
Um,
it.
it, yeah, I'll tell you. But shout out to Jackie,
Yeah.
my love, my sister. Um,
Hey, Jackie.
so,
Tuesday.
in more lighter news, we have Mandy Sachs, who was formerly known as Mandy Rose, and her husband, Tino Sabatelli, announcing that they are pregnant with their first child. Congratulations to them. Oh my God. They've been together, I feel like, for so long. They were together when I believe she was also on Total Divas, as well as during her second run in NXT after she, moved from the main roster. After that run with Otis, a part of Toxic Attraction and everything. And, her and her husband have built like this empire together, built off of their podcast that they did have at one point, and also him being a fitness instructor and her making her adult content, very saucy stuff, very
Oh, really?
sexy,
Oh,
very
wow.
beautiful.
Um,
But Miss Ma'am has always been a gorgeous, gorgeous girl. But now, of course, that gorgeousness, their collective gorgeousness has now combined, and they will be having their first child. So, congratulations to them. Oh my God, Mandy, the mother.
mother.
Mother Mandy. I love it. I love when families decide that this is how they're gonna grow. I
Yeah.
love it so much. I can't wait to see the baby because I'm pretty sure the baby is gonna be beautiful just like they are. I love it. We love it. We absolutely adore it. And also, speaking of babies, Tony D'Angelo, the NXT champion, had his baby.
What?
Yeah, he had a baby too. And his name is Vincenzo James Areola. And he quoted saying, "My little boy," with these three pictures. So, congratulations to the NXT champion, a champion on Tuesday nights and a champion in life because he is now a father. So,
This is
he
shocking to me.
he is the
What?
godfather. He's the father with the gabagool. He's the father.
How many children does he have? Is this
I
his
believe
first?
this is his first. Yes,
Oh
this
my
is his
God.
first baby. I
Wow.
don't know who his wife is,
He's
but
ma- this.
this
Oh my
is his
God.
baby. He has a child.
Wow.
Oh
Oh my
yes,
God.
family's expanding, and I love babies. This baby is gorgeous. I love baby so much, and this is a very gorgeous, gorgeous
And
child.
he's a Cancerian. Yeah!
Yes, Team Cancer, yay! The sign, yes, we
Yes,
love
yes.
it.
That's why I said Cancerian, because like we don't.
Yes, yes, Team 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 Cancer,
Team
the
crabs.
sign. Yeah, Team Crabs, we love it. Team Crabs. Um, Virgo season is coming soon,
Well,
but
okay,
of
slow down,
course,
slow down.
I said it's coming soon, but I know it's July and then we have August. Don't let me bypass the Leos because I have a lot of Leos in my life, but
No, it's not.
I'm just saying we're
Mm,
coming.
lion.
But
It's
mhm.
crab now. We got crabs.
Yes,
Oh,
and Tony has a baby. So
yeah,
congratulations to
come
everyone
on.
growing their families with babies. Oh, I love children.
Here we go. Let's like, um,
Yes, I love children so much, and I can't. Oh God. Sometimes it's like my in my heart of hearts, I would love it if I were a mother, but I'm just not sure. I'm not sure. I'm just not sure about it. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. It's a lot.
yeah,
It's a lot to consider, and it's a lot of responsibility, but I know I absolutely love and respect people who do that. Who make that choice, and it can be a very beautiful thing. Your parents can be your very best friends in the world. My mom was my best friend in the world. And I love my dad so much. So it's just like, parenthood is fun, and all of the things, but maybe one day I'll do it, maybe. And then if I don't, that's fine too. It's my choice. So yeah. But congratulations to everyone in the wrestling community growing their families. We love it.
Bianca Belair, Trinity, Naomi. Oh my God.
Oh man, I love it. But I miss Bianca and Naomi so much. I miss them every time I think about it. My brain just goes into overdrive with how much I miss them. It's crazy. It's crazy work. But that's all for news and gossipish. And I think that's a very fun place to end. So, of course, we're going to move into what we liked in wrestling this week so far. Um, because, of course, there's still so much that has not happened because, of course, today's Wednesday and then we have Thursday and Friday. But there's still a lot that happened that we do have to discuss, starting with SmackDown. Um, Chelsea Green, I wanted to discuss her on two different levels. Number one, because I enjoyed the way that she performed in that six-woman tag match with Tiffany Stratton, the women's U.S. champion, and Charlotte Flair going up against Jade Cargill and her baddies. The way she performed in this match, even though she lost, was fantastic. Like hitting her unprettier and these very innovative arm drags that were just really sick. Her and Meechin just have a deep chemistry that goes all the way back to their days in TNA. And I enjoyed the parts of the match that had those two in it going up against each other. Chelsea, I think this year might be on her way into a babyface run, and I just can't help but feel like at some point, if not by this year, by at least next year, she could very well be a women's champion. Bianca, what do you think about the possibility of a Chelsea Green championship run?
I'm surprised it hasn't happened since her U.S. title run. I
Right.
thought that was one of the best runs, one of the greatest runs I've ever seen in my life. It was so unserious, but so amazing. I
And she
need
was the
more.
first ever
Yeah,
women's US champion at that.
yeah. And she uh she made it look good. She makes yeah, and I need more title runs because she's funny, she's campy, and she could take she could take she can take a hit, and she can
Hmm.
sell it so well, and yeah, give her the belt. I want it. We I would love to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, just seeing this run is very refreshing, especially given the way that people were caping up for her after the new season, after the second season of WWE Unreal came out, and Michael P.S. Hayes said what he said about Chelsea Green, not being women's champion material. I think it's interesting how her character is sort of panning out, even though, of course, it's still kooky as she's trying to, become best friends with Tiffany Stratton in the sort of in the women's U.S. title picture or whatever. But it's just like the way she's performing and the way the crowd just loves her no matter what she does. It's just giving that at some point, she could very well be on top.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if this year she won Money in the Bank. Like if she became Mrs. Money in the Bank in New Orleans in October, I would be absolutely happy and stoked about that. There's so much that she could do character wise and also just even just match wise with the Money in the Bank, depending on when she decided to cash in. It would just be iconic and
Yeah.
amazing. So I'm
That
here
plot.
for
I
like
can hear.
I'm so here for it. Like I want Chelsea Green to just get the biggest babyface push of them all, and or even if she were to win Royal Rumble next year, that would be fire too.
And I want to see
I'm
her reaction.
Oh my god,
She'd
me
be like,
too.
yes!
Oh
Yes!
my god, I might cry. I might cry. She like I've interviewed her twice and everything. She's so nice.
Oh,
And so it's just like the idea of her moving and going that far after everything she's been through in wrestling. It would just be fantastic, and I would probably just weep, and I would just weep super hard. Okay. But I just wanted to hold space for that, even though I couldn't really find a picture of the match itself. I just wanted to put this here, and also just show her love as well because she deactivated, I believe, her Twitter account due to people accusing her of being a supporter of MAGA, which she stated was not the case. Because number one, she's from Canada, and number two, she's not a registered voter here. Um, and number three, she believes in human rights for everyone, as you can see from this picture right here. Her gear is literally the LGBTQIA plus flag. So that's just not her, and I just wanted to show her a little bit of love. So yeah, but also I want to hold her accountable for this point that her and Tiffany Stratton did in the match because they were impersonating a WNBA player who was using this point to antagonize a WNBA player, a black woman who is a WNBA player, and seeing as a lot of black women come under heavy scrutiny depending on what moves they make in comparison to their white counterparts, I felt like this was very tone deaf of Tiffany to start and for Chelsea to do. But hopefully, they've learned and maybe they will learn from their mistake culturally. I just felt like this was in poor taste after figuring out what it was. Because I know watching on Friday, I didn't know what was going on. But then when I looked online and saw the discourse surrounding it, I was like, oh, that's bad. So I'm just hoping that they learned from the situation and then the idea of them also pointing at an all black female team in Jade Cargill and the Baddies was just pretty funny. Not funny, haha, but funny, weird too. But I'm not spreading any accusations on both of these girls, but I'm just hoping that they learned from the situation and know that this wasn't necessarily the best thing to do. So we learned, but I do still love these ladies for what they give. But yeah, just had to hold them accountable. To love someone is to hold them accountable. So, yes. Now, I did also want to hold space for Lainey Reed defeating Brie Bella, even though it was in a 2-minute match, which bummed me out. But of course, SmackDown has been bumped back down to 2 hours. So some things get cut, but I do find it very interesting that they feel it necessary to sort of cut down a women's match before they cut down a man's match. But with the time that they were given, seeing as this was Brie Bella's first singles match in over 10 years, Brie did an excellent job. She did a great job, and Lainey Reed definitely rose to the occasion of fighting a veteran like Brie Bella, and I was very proud of her, not only as a talent that moved through the NXT women's division very fast, but as a woman who is also from Alabama, she
eh,
really did the dang thing, and I'll just forever be proud of her. Like, Laney, Bama Barbies, Big Bama Energy, let's go, Alabama. Period. She's from Gaston. I'm from Birmingham, but all of us Alabama women got to stick together. We're all Southern. So we got to stick together, and it was just really cool seeing her step up to the plate and defeat Brie Bella, which now opened the door for Fatal Influence to have a women's tag team title match at the next Saturday night's main event, which will be in New York City. So, Bianca, how did you feel about the performance of Laney Reed and the door that's been opened for Fatal Influence? Do you think this is their time for the tag titles or not?
I think it's time. She's giving Beth Phoenix vibes for
Okay.
some reason with the attire.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like the. I want to see Fatal Influence go. I like I like Fatal Influence. I think they're a great tag team. They deserve to go to the uh main roster. I don't. I'm surprised they haven't already.
I mean, no, they
Um.
have.
Oh, my bad,
Fatal
everyone.
Influence has gone to the main. They are
That
on
is
the main roster.
that is so. That is right. The. I am sorry. I am so sorry, folks. Folks, bear with me. Um. Um. What was your question?
I was asking, do you think this is Fatal Influence's time to capture the women's tag team titles from Brie Bella and Paige?
Oh, yeah. Since yes, yes,
Yeah, they've been gunning for him pretty hard. Um, since not even just since they've been called up, because you have JC Jane, the leader, who was targeting Rhea Ripley, a good part of her time there. But then when all of that sort of fell apart, they shifted their focus towards the women's tag titles. And I think at Saturday night's main event, even though I'm pretty sure we'll be doing like a prediction show before that,
okay.
or we'll talk about it on the next episode. I feel like this really might be their time to win those tag titles, and that's not saying that I haven't been enjoying Brie Bella and Paige,
Yeah,
because I lost my mind when Paige came back. But
me too.
still, um,
I
I feel
remember.
like
Sorry.
if WWE wants to further solidify, who's up next, they have to not be afraid to give the new breed the ball.
I
They have
remember.
they have to
Sorry.
give them the ball. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I remember when Fatal Influence first came up to the main roster. Oh my! They got booed instantly, and that's
Hmm.
star quality. I will never forget. They sold it so well. They made it gave me a Elias Kevin Owens when they were in what were they Seattle, or
Yeah,
that's what city.
I don't remember what city they were in, but yeah, they were booing the crap out of them for interrupting Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, and I thought that was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life because not even like 5 minutes in the main roster and they got booed. Like, what? Give them the title. Like, that's star again, that's star quality. I'm here for it. Now that she's saying that and my mind is all coming back. It's all coming back to me now. I love that song. But yeah,
Me too.
it's yeah, I really liked it. I really like them. Yeah,
Yeah,
and the girl, JC Jane, yes, JC Jane and her mic work. Oh my god.
right.
Yeah,
And the fact that she was able to even continue and in the midst of all that booing says a lot about, how much she has grown and how much she has evolved throughout her time in NXT and even before that.
yeah,
And then of course you also have to think about the fact that all those people were booing her simply because of the star power of Rhea Ripley. Everybody and their mama loves Rhea Ripley. And she's just a fan favorite. She's a superstar no matter whether you watch wrestling on a consistent basis or not. Somehow or another, you know who Rhea Ripley is. So, basically, if you are an opposing person to Rhea Ripley, you're going to get booed. And we saw that with Fatal Influence. We sadly saw that last year at WrestleMania when it came to her versus Io versus Bianca. Um, it was tough, but that's really just the truth of the matter. But yeah, they held their own, and I'm glad that Fatal Influence is proving that they can swim with the SmackDown Sharks. So, and Lainey Reed is a part of that collective, so I'm just really proud of her and her ascent as a fellow Alabamian. I love it so much. Gotta love it. Also, with the women on SmackDown, Blake Monroe, who of course made her SmackDown debut,
Wow.
further is continuing to attack Julia because Julia was having an interview with Kathy Kelly, and then she got interrupted by Kiana James, who she did defeat a few weeks ago on SmackDown. But then she gets attacked by Blake Monroe, and and Blake was saying, "Look, it's so good to see you again," because of course of their history in Stardom and back in the and just back in terms of like Japan as during her time as the foreign ace. But of course, they separated and diverged onto different paths with Blake Monroe going to AEW first and then coming to WWE. And then Julia, leaving Stardom and then coming to WWE with NXT, and then now they're here together. But in the midst of her also attacking Julia, she also attacked, Kiana James, and she was just like, "Look, ain't nothing sweet over here either. Like you thought that because I attacked the girl that you don't like that I wasn't gonna attack you. No. Blake Monroe said everybody can get these hands. Everybody can get it. So I'm happy to see Blake Monroe in the thick of things, even though I did enjoy her vignettes that she would have where she would be writing in her diary, sitting up in her room like Brandy and everything. Um, I like that she's getting into the thick of things, and going after Julia and Kiana James is a big way to make a splash. So, Bianca, what do you think about Blake Monroe on SmackDown?
I like it. It's a great start. When I first saw her on NXT, um, her entrance still confuses me. Like where it's, but it's so cool, and seeing her being like a gorgeous badass heel. We need more of that, and I'm here for it. I like her on SmackDown. It suits her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then her being, and then the thing I like is just the fact that she's not afraid to, not saying that the other women don't do this, but I just like that her character is essentially like embracing being a girly girl, while also at the same time being very dangerous. Like she is
Yeah.
very like glam-tastic. Like if you saw her image as a Barbie doll in a Barbie dream house, you would believe it. But then at the same time, it's almost like she can turn around and become an action figure and kick your ass at the same time.
I
And
love that.
that's what I like about Blake Monroe. So I am happy that she is on SmackDown. Like it's really cool.
Don't you just
Um hmm?
don't you just love women? Won't women
I
amazing?
do.
Oh my god.
I love us.
Men could never. Like, ooh, have mercy.
Well, some men can though. If we gonna really keep it a buck, there are some men who are feminine and they embrace that and they can.
That's true.
But but us women though, yeah,
Who run the world?
girls.
Okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
exactly. So says Queen Bee.
Okay. Hey, who you share birthdays with? May you
Queen
be
Bee.
blessed and highly flavored. Amen.
Amen. Now, moving towards the men on SmackDown, I did enjoy the AAA Cruiserweight Championship match between Rey Fenix and El Hijo del Vikingo, or Vikingo for short. Vikingo is the current reigning AAA Latin American champion, but of course, he stepped up to the plate to fight for the Cruiserweight title. And the thing that I love about these matches, especially this one in particular, is that it brings back the old school feel of SmackDown and how they used to highlight cruiserweight wrestlers like Chavo Guerrero and like Eddie Guerrero and Tajiri and all those people from like the 2000s and stuff. And also even Rey Mysterio as well. Um and I feel like these matches with the partnership that WWE has with AAA and them highlighting them on SmackDown, it's just bringing more eyes to the AAA product while also bringing back the old feeling of watching these wrestlers pull off these amazing stunts and just show the very best of lucha. So this match definitely was a great showcase of that. The only downside to this match is just the fact that I believe Vikingo got injured afterward, and then he did share a picture of him getting wrapped up after his procedure, so get well soon, Vikingo. But I really enjoyed this match. It was definitely one of the best matches since Ray Phoenix has been defending the AAA Cruiserweight title on SmackDown, and it's just been really great. And I just like the old school feel that it gives. So yeah, this was fantastic.
This is how you showcase lucha libre. I like
Absolutely.
this, and I love what. Oh, I love a good lucha libre match when, oh, especially when they show their height and their moves, and oh my god, how they twist and turn around the body like
Yeah.
twice, three times, and their moonsaults that arc. Oh my god,
The
I
way
need
that
to
they
start
can balance on the ropes.
watching. Yes, I need
Like,
to
excuse me. It's
start
great.
watching. I need to start watching Triple A now. When's the next Triple A?
AAA comes on every Saturday on
Every
YouTube.
Saturday. Oh wow!
Yeah, it's an hour long show and it comes on YouTube every Saturday.
Oh, only an hour. Oh.
Yeah, it's only an hour, but that hour goes by really quick and the content within that episode is really enthralling. And then on top of that, they're having more people that we know from WWE proper show up on there because I think Damian Priest showed up on the last episode.
I heard that. I saw that. Oh,
And then of course you have people from NXT who've been showing up there too, like Lola Vice and like Carmen Petrovic, like we talked about in the last episode too. So it's just it, and then Rey Mysterio is the general manager.
I heard that. Okay. Yeah, I need to watch.
Yeah. And of course that brings a level of conflict because his son is the AAA mega champion.
And who is that?
Ray's
I mean,
son. So it's just a lot of conflict there, but either way it's still really good. So yeah, I definitely recommend giving it a try, Bianca.
I
Please
will.
do.
I
Cuz
will.
the action is great and the storylines are really great too. And it's quick and it's just an hour and it's not like a 2 hour thing like you have to watch like for the rest of the week and everything else. And I know it gets kind of hard because wrestling comes on basically
Yeah.
every day in the week. And there's so much to love and embrace about it. But yeah, I definitely recommend AAA. It's cool. And they're growing more and more, so it's great. And then of course you have the silliness of Danhausen taking over the brains of the Miz and Kit Wilson, and then you have Matt Cardona sort of kind of getting in on it, but then trying to like stay out of Danhausen's way because he's afraid that his brain will turn into mush like the Miz and Kit Wilson. So it just never stops being funny seeing the Miz go awesome and and I'll say all of his older catchphrases like hoorah, like it's hilarious. It makes you realize how long you've been watching a product, how long you've been watching wrestling when you hear all of those catchphrases one after the other. It's like, God dang, I really saw the Miz from the beginning. But yeah, Danhausen continues to be an incredibly funny part of the show. And of course, he has his beef going on with the Judgment Day because they stole his New York Knicks jersey. Y'all gonna have to give it back before they go to New York, please, because that's not gonna go well.
Maybe
But
they will. Maybe that will be like the, I don't want to say climax of the storyline, but maybe that will be the end of, that will be where they all get cursed, and then he gets his jersey, and then Jalen Brunson interferes, and then he gives Danhausen his
I
jersey.
mean, I mean, Liv Morgan herself is already cursed. But
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, I just feel like ultimately the Judgment Day is just they're just moving off of hubris now, and they really are underestimating the power of Danhausen's curses. Like they gonna make him mad one day, and the whole of them are basically going to be cursed. Then on top of that, like their luck just doesn't seem to be getting any better, and we'll get into it when we get into Raw. But my God, the Judgment Day just needs to just leave Danhausen alone. They need to stop bullying him now. That's not very. It's very evil, but it's not very nice. And I'm tired. I'm tired of it.
But this is just so funny. Oh my god.
He is. But I do want to give my flowers to Carmelo Hayes, and I feel like this has become like not a running theme on the Hardy Wrestling podcast, but at the same time, I feel like I've given Carmelo has so many flowers that he has a garden for me at this point, but whatever. I don't care. I'm going to keep giving him flowers. His promo against Trick Williams and Little Yachty this past Friday was top tier stuff. I love how he was getting him together and basically said, "Look, Trick Williams, it's easy for you to say that, you are on a high right now, when you're in the ring with all of them. But when you get in the ring with me, I'm trying to paraphrase it in the way he said it because it was really cool the way he said it. He said, you know, you have like a feet full of nickel and like a mouthful of nickel and a feet full of concrete when you step in the ring with him."
Ooh,
And I was just like, "Look, Carmelo. Look, Carmelo.
that's a tramp stamp. I would
Look,
get that.
Carmelo."
That's poetic.
What?
That's a tramp stamp. That's so poetic. I
Oh
would
my
get that.
God. I, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. That's a tramp stamp. Oh man. But it's tramp stamp approved. But anyway, like just hearing him say all of that and have all that courage and everything, wearing his him necklace and that him shirt that I love so much that I need to buy. It's just like, oh my God. Carmelo is really, 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 he's fully stepping more and more and more into himself on the SmackDown main roster. And I'm just so happy that he is not letting his love for the United States Championship go. Because, it would be easy to say, it would be an easy thing to assume for him to kind of just let it go after he lost his opportunity to face Trick at Night of Champions to Ricky Saints. But nope, it's like every time somebody falls to Trick Williams, there's Carmelo right there saying, "Look, you need to fight me because you have not beat me fairly face to face, one on one. I'm going to be right here until you make me move." And I like that. I like that mentality. Like I'm not going nowhere. Like, seriously, I'm not going nowhere till he blesses me. That's what it is. That's the energy he has, and I like it. Um, but then of course, Trick Williams didn't take too kindly to it. He didn't say a lot in this promo. Lil Yachty did all the talking for him, but then he decides to backhand Carmelo Hayes, and it's just so crazy for me to see this dynamic because it felt like just only 2 to 3 years ago it was like Carmelo was like the big experienced, veteran dude. And then you have Trick, who was his, advocate, for lack of a better term, and not really being like the wrestling star, but he was still putting it together. And now it's almost switched. The dynamic is almost switched now. It's like you have Trick, who's like boom, out there, big star, got all this going on, got Little Yachty, and everything else. And then you have Carmelo, who still has the big stuff and the big star quality, but not on the same level. And then Little Yachty,
What is he wearing? Man.
look, Lil Yachty made me mad because he does the thing that I can't stand that people do in the wrestling community. They love to make fun of a person's height, of a man's height, as if that's a disqualifier for whether or not they're a star. And that pisses me off real bad. I hate that. And Lil Yachty, and this isn't the first time he's done it either. Like he's called Carmelo Hayes short before. And it's just kind of like, okay, Carmelo Hayes is short. Everybody is not made to be a giraffe. Everybody is not made to be 6 foot something or like Victor Wembanyama. And just because they're not tall doesn't mean that they're not important. Because there have been some iconic athletes in basketball and so many other sports who are short. And it's just kind of like, can y'all find something else to talk about? Like it's just so aggravating to me. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. But one thing I will say is that I do enjoy the dynamic that Little Yachty does bring to being the manager for Trick Williams. He kind of gives off like
Black Paul.
black, yeah, black Paul Heyman, like right. Like he gives off a young black Paul Heyman vibe, and if he decided to come up with his own faction, I would be here
Not
for it.
even Black Paul. Not even Paul Heyman. He reminds me of Leo Rush.
I mean, but he has a little bit more gravitas to a degree, a little bit more managerial gravitas than Leo Rush.
Yeah.
And that's no shade to Leo Rush as a
No,
wrestler or as a talent at all. But yeah, I get what your point is. I get what you're saying,
the
Bianca.
Bobby
That's
Lashley
valid.
back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that. That's valid. That's 100% valid. But there's just something about Lil Yachty, even though he's a rapper, it's just there's a little bit more gravitas that he brings to being a manager that it makes it seem like he was supposed to be a part of wrestling, but then he just so happened to find music. That's how I feel about his presence in wrestling. Like Lil Yachty was supposed to be in wrestling, but he found music first.
Hmm.
Like I want Lil Yachty to stay with us. Stay in the world of wrestling because he's great at it. Like he's really good at it. Like I don't know if he really has internalized how good he is as it, but he really is good at it. I like it. But then Carmelo didn't take too kindly to get it backhanded. So he backflips onto Trick Williams to let him know, like, I am not to be messed with. And then he gave a meme worthy picture, like, come on now.
Come on, side eye.
Come on now. A big side eye at
This
that.
face needs deliverance.
Carmelo is life. Carmelo Hayes is love. Carmelo Hayes is life. But most importantly, Carmelo Hayes is him. And I love him so much. And this, of course, led to a non title match being created between him and Trick Williams. So hopefully he'll win and get a chance at the United States title. And then we'll see Trick versus Carmelo 4. Because at this point, they fought like 4 times. Um, and here again, I will always talk about how blessed I was to see him and Trick fight an NXT Stand and Deliver in Philadelphia because that was the first time that two black men had ever main evented during a WrestleMania weekend. And I'm just happy to have witnessed that as a Trick and Mello fan. So anytime they get to fight each other, I'm always here for it. So yeah, I love both him and Trick, but Carmelo Hayes definitely has a special, special place in my heart. Friend of the pod, we love you. And yes, Lil Yachty, we love you too. Stay in wrestling. I mean, if you want to do a little mixtape, do a little mixtape. But stay with us. Stay over here, please. Oh God, please. And then on the episode of SmackDown, this episode was power packed, even though it was 2 hours. But still, Cody Rhodes and Jay Uso fought for the number one contendership to be able to fight Sami Zayn on this past Monday on Raw, which we will get to. But this match was really good. I feel like Jay Uso gets a very unfair rap when it comes to his in-ring work. Because a lot of people make it seem like, oh, well, his move set is so limited and he's just blah, blah, blah. No, that's not true. He's not just a dancer. He's not just the yeet man. And he's proven time and time
He's a
again.
grown ass man.
I plead the fifth on that part. We're going to leave that part alone and keep it on the wrestling, okay? Because I'd rather not.
I'm sorry.
Moving forward.
Okay.
Moving forward. I mean, please. But he has proven that he can go toe to toe with the best of them in ring, and him and Cody Rhodes have an amazing chemistry in ring. Because this match was really entertaining and it was really good. But of course, Cody Rhodes wound up winning and becoming the number one contender. Um, to face off against Sami Zayn, and throughout the night, Sami was just like, "Why can't I just enjoy being a champion?" But no, 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 when you're a champion, you have a target on your back, Sammy. You got to get used to that. You got to get used to that. But you know, we'll talk about the lesson he had to learn. But I just wanted to talk about this match and give both men their credit, especially Jay Uso, because I feel like people be hard on him in ring by himself. They're never hard on him when he's tagging with his brother
Yeah.
Jimmy, but they are always hard on him when he's wrestling solo. I hate it. Now everything else, on the other hand, we gonna keep that out. So Bianca, how did you feel about this match?
Okay. I actually didn't watch it because I was at work, honestly.
Oh, okay.
But hearing the result, hearing yeah, I was at work. I am sorry, everyone. I'm sorry, children. But children.
It's
But
okay. Don't apologize. I mean, if you had to work, you had to work.
yeah, but hearing what she said about it, like, and Yeah, I was at work. I
But
but
you
I'm
know,
glad. But I'm glad. But I'm glad. But I'm glad that it was a great match. Oh my god, that.
but you did say that, hearing the result, like, what did hearing the result made you feel? Were you okay with Cody, getting another chance at
It
the
was.
world title,
It was.
after having lost it, or would you have preferred it to have been Jay?
That wasn't. It wasn't surprising,
Hmm.
honestly. Knowing Cody, and yeah, that wasn't a surprise. But everything after, um, actually, no, no, no. I was surprised that on Monday night when Gunther interfered, and
Yeah.
not was not expecting that. Of all
Yeah.
people,
Yeah,
wow,
funny enough, I didn't put that in and include that in the raw part, but because it involves Cody Rhodes, we can talk about it right here. Like, I was not expecting Gunther to attack Cody the way he did. Like, that was really tough. Like, of course you see Sammy sort of come in with a smile on his face and everything, and then Cody was like, "Look, I look forward to fighting you." But then Sammy wanted to be all aggressive and everything, which of course would later bite him in the butt. And, Cody was like, "Look, I was just trying to wish you good luck, but since you want to act like that, fine." But then Gunther jumps in from behind, and I'm like, "Wait a minute. Where did all this anger and violence come from?" Because the last time we saw Gunther, he got in Nick Aldis's face. And I also did not expect Gunther to come back that fast because they made it seem like he was going to be gone for like maybe another week or so, or maybe him and Nick Aldis would be gone for another week or so after that confrontation they had after Night of Champions. But they came back, and I was like, "Oh, and this is how you come back? You're destroying Cody, you're injuring his head and his ear? Okay." But that really scared me because I was just like, because I love Cody so much, and I'm just like, how dare you hurt him this way? But the way they made up for it though, crazy work. But I also wanted to mention that I love that how Tama Tonga and Tala Tonga attacked Finn Balor on SmackDown. I love that that happened because on a previous episode of HWP, I did mention that I wanted for Tama Tonga's run ins with people from his past in New Japan to actually mean something for his character, and it's actually beginning to. So, this scratched an itch that I had, and I was really glad to see him actually get into some level of force with Finn Balor and stuff because they had a run in, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, it's good to see you too. It's been like a couple of years or whatever, but now it's like, now Tama is striking out on his own, and I'm happy about that." So I just wanted to talk about that a little bit.
I didn't know they were on New Japan Pro Wrestling together.
They came up together.
Wow, wow, that's news to me.
Yeah, and then of course Finn Balor went his way and then went to NXT and did everything that he did, and then Tama stayed in New Japan and in the Indies for a long time after that, and then of course he came to WWE. But yeah, they have a past. They were in the Bullet Club together.
Oh, is that right? Oh my god.
Yeah, the Bullet Club was pretty large. It was pretty large, and it had everybody and their mama in it, and they were definitely a part of it.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
keeping
Yeah,
in mind.
it's like on WWE at this point, it's kind of like when it comes to them, it's almost like a if you know, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah. If you know, you know. And they do mention it on commentary from time to time, but yeah, it's more of a if you know, you know. If you're into that part of wrestling, then you know. But if you're not, then it's okay. They'll tell you. So, yeah, it's cool. I like it.
Me too.
Yeah, and I'm just glad that Tama and Tala are now away from Solo Sokoa now.
Yeah.
I'm happy for it because it was holding them back to a degree. Unleash them.
At least the hell.
Unleash. Exactly.
Oh,
Now,
oh god. Oh.
now as we move into Monday Night Raw, which was very emotional for a lot of people, this is another reason why it was very emotional for a lot of people. Maxine Dupri made her choice because of course last week we saw her having that discussion with Austin Theory saying, look, like, if you don't choose me, then maybe we don't need to be a thing anymore, because of course we weren't entirely sure what that thing was because they didn't really confirm it for real. And then we saw her, having her complicated feelings about Chad Gable in the Alpha Academy with him apologizing to her and everything. So we fast forward to the Vision having a rematch with the Street Profits for the World Tag Team titles that the Street Profits just won, by the way. Let's paint that picture. And in the midst of Logan Paul and everyone else trying to cheat for them with the brass knucks and everything, Maxxine Dupri comes out and decides to be the extra, extra X Factor and hits Angelo Dawkins in the hoo ha, causing him to take the pin and causing the Vision to take back the World Tag Team titles. And Maxxine Dupri, after she did what she did, she ran out from under the ring and sat at the commentary desk. And after they won the titles, she ran towards Austin Theory and gave him a big kiss, dressed up in black leather. So Miss Ma'am has seemingly made her choice, and now she is the Vision girl. And what's so killing about this is that backstage, Paul Heyman was saying, look, if y'all don't pull it together and do something to restore the Vision's glory, then I will not be your advocate anymore. And he was hard on them. But then when they came back with the tag titles and Maxine was back there, Paul was like, okay, at least somebody got something done. And Austin thought he was talking about him when Paul Heyman was talking about Maxine. Right. So, Bianca, how are we feeling about this, about Darth Dupree?
Darth Dupri. And then I was fine until this. That was. I like.
This ripped my heart into
No.
shreds.
After Chad Gable apologized to Maxine, she does what Chad did to them.
Mm. That's deep, Bianca.
And
Clock that T.
okay. Man.
Mm.
I thought we didn't haven't we had enough. Didn't I thought we were done. No. I thought Liv and Dom were enough. We don't. Oh my god.
It's so interesting you mentioned Liv and Dom, because a lot of people online that night and also the next day were saying the same thing. They were just like, doesn't WWE know that we have a couple already like this? But the thing about it is, Liv and Dom haven't really been obnoxiously living and doming like they did in the past in a while. So I think that's why I can sort of accept it, but then at the same time I'm sad because here again, we saw Maxine fight through so much self doubt in order to rise up as, a champion. Like, this was a champion at one point, and now she's gone back to the dark side and left behind the Alpha Babes. When that happened, when they showed them watching her drive off in a car, this ripped me in half. I was like, no, Jesus. No, Jesus. They looked so hopeless in this. Oh, it hurt so
No,
bad.
Otis and Akira Tozawa. Oh.
They deserve so much better. And what's so bad is a few weeks ago, she was the main one caping up for them. You know, when Chad Gable was apologizing, and she was caping up for them. So the idea of her leaving them behind for, I mean, the Vision, it just, oh god, it's so sour and it's so sad. Unless there's like an underlying plan where she's going to stab them in the back, I don't know.
I would
But
love
right now, it's definitely giving that she's happy where she's at. Because even with the way that they were kissing each other and staring at each other as love interests, it was just like, oh my god, yeah.
She does look good.
Oh, Maxine always looks good. She looks good no matter what she has on. But Miss Ma'am is on the dark side. She's like, She's gone full Sandy at the end of Grease.
Yes.
You've seen that. Like full Sandy at the end of Grease. All she needs is a lollipop, or well, not a
Yes.
lollipop. All she needs is a
Cigarette.
cigarette. Right. It's been a while since I've seen it. All she needs is a cigarette. Says what's happening, stud,
It's
or
just
whatever. She
tell me
says.
about it, stud.
Exactly. Oh my god.
I love Grease.
I love Grease too. It's such a classic musical. You can never go wrong with Grease. I
No.
love it. But yeah, Maxine is on the dark side now, and this just hurt me so bad. Otis and Tozawa, they deserve so much better. The Alpha Babes, help
It's
us.
giving Star Wars Episode 3.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
mm.
Do you think, actually, I just had an idea. Do you think they would actually go back to Chad after this as a support now?
Will that be the revenge?
That would be crazy if that were the revenge, Bianca. Look at our minds.
Book it! Book it! Oh
Book
my
it.
god, that pop would be in that
Oh.
reunion. When would that happen?
Oh.
Saturday night's main event or SummerSlam?
May I say SummerSlam?
Which night? 1 or 2?
One.
Yeah.
Yeah, one. That I oh Jesus. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. Oh my god. That would be crazy.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, like I mean Tozawa and Otis, it's like they've been back and forth emotionally. You know, Chad was giving his plea to Otis, talking about how long their friendship is and everything. Like, what if they really did go back to Chad, you know, as a form of respite over what happened with Maxine, and you know, and they try to win her back, and then oh my god, it would be crazy. I don't know.
You know,
That would be nuts and very emotional.
you know what those three? You know what they're? You know what these three will be called?
What?
The Shield.
You clown. The Alpha Trio.
The
Alpha
Alphas. What's another?
The Alpha Shield? I don't know.
What's another? We need another. Soul Army military code.
I don't know. I don't
This
know.
shield. We need something else.
I don't know. But either way, it's very emotional stuff, man.
Yeah.
I also
This was
love
great.
the match between Sol Ruca and Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Speaking of that title, um, this match was really good. Sol Ruca was giving the very best that we know her for in terms of her high risk stuff, but then of course Raquel was trying her best to just knock her down. Um, as the big muscle bound chick we know her to be, right? And I was really hoping. I mean, I don't like seeing Sol Ruca lose, and I don't want to see her lose the title just yet. But if Raquel had won it, I would not have been angry.
No, me
I
neither.
wouldn't have been angry because, like I said on the last episode, I want Raquel to have her big moment on top.
Me too.
I want her to be a singles champion, but in the midst of the Judgment Day, trying to interfere on Raquel's behalf, Io Sky comes out and gives Sol Ruca the assist. And I thought this was really beautiful, you know, a beautiful tie-in considering one of Sol Ruca's first matches on the main roster was against Io Sky. And it was really good. So the idea of her, you know, showing her respect, you know, after that match, and then Io Sky coming out to help her against, you know, Liv, who she's getting ready to fight at SummerSlam for the women's world title. It was just really good stuff here. I really enjoyed Io coming out to help Sol Ruca because it's like to fight any member of the Judgment Day means that you're fighting the entire group.
Yeah.
It just does. So I was happy that someone came out to help, and it was Io. So that was cool. And
That's
Io
some
just never stops
queen-ish.
being adorable. But yeah. What did you say, Bianca?
I said that's some queen-ish.
It really is.
She's doing her job as the queen of the ring.
I know.
Speaking of that, shout out to Queen of the Ring, Alex.
Oh yeah, shout out to her. We love her so much. She's been on the show before.
Well, she has. Hey, girl.
Yes, she is also, and because I love her content where she gives predictions, except she calls them, excuse my French,
That's fast. Oh,
fuck
sorry.
ass predictions.
I want to say
She
so.
she is the sole reasoning for me using those two words together sometimes when I'm describing things. Like when I'm angry. Queen of the Ring Alex is literally the reason why I use those two words to describe anything whenever I'm frustrated. But she's just all around a nice person. Every time I see her, she gives me really great hugs.
Oh,
So she's so sweet. I love her so much.
I
You
want to hug.
know. Yay! Well, maybe one day you will hug her.
Well, I will.
Yes. But Miss Ma'am, Queen of the Ring, Io Sky evened up the odds and helped Sol Ruka retain her women's intercontinental title, much to the chagrin of the Judgment Day. It's very much cursed behavior. I feel like Liv's curse is bouncing on the entire Judgment Day. I know I said that earlier that Danhausen only cursed Liv, but I feel like his curse is now reaching bouncing levels, and it's also cursing Raquel and maybe and cursing everyone else soon. So yeah, they were not happy about it, but this isn't about them. So we also had a promo from Bailey responding to the crash out from
Mm.
Lyra Valkyria after their women's tag title loss on Raw a few weeks ago. And of course, Lyra turned on her. And Lyra gave her reasonings as to why she did it. But Bailey gave a very heartfelt response here. When Bailey is being sincere and absolutely authentic in these promos, it's like you can feel it. And when she started the promo talking about how Lyra visited her, well, not visited her, but how Lyra, went to meet her at a meet and greet, and how excited she was to talk about her and her wrestling journey. You could tell like how real that was for Bailey because it's like you could hear her voice kind of cracking, like crying,
Of course.
because she said during that meet and greet, Lyra was telling her about how she had planned to be a wrestler just like them. And stuff like that really means the world to Bailey because Bailey is basically shares a deep and fiery passion for women's wrestling, and any way she can help any woman of the future move forward in wrestling, she will do it. And so hearing that part of the promo was very heartfelt and it was very real. And you can tell that there was a level of heartbreak that she felt in Lyra attacking her because she felt like she could always believe in Lyra. She could always trust Lyra, even during the hardest point of her career in the past year, with her not being on WrestleMania last year and so many other things. She always felt like she could depend on Lyra, and she was wondering how come Lyra didn't just talk to her and tell her, her feelings about what was going on instead of just attacking her. So now Bailey said, "Look, next Monday, I'm going to give you the opportunity. I'm going to give you one chance to talk to me about why you did what you did." And that promo, it was just really good and it was just fire. And here again, this speaks as to why Bailey is a pillar and a horsewoman that needs to be respected in WWE because when she is on, and it is absolutely perfect. This was perfect.
I think this is a great passing of the torch to Lyra from Bailey.
Yeah.
I know it's. I, I know this is hard for her as the character, but the person, she. Uh, I mean, okay, outside of everything, you know that she's grateful and happy to do this. But the character, she's not happy. And that's a great, and that, I hope I'm making sense, but that's great character development and shows that Bailey slash the woman behind Bailey um is one of the greats, and how, and yeah, that shows you how great Bailey is
Mhm.
and how amazing she is, and she even has her own wrestling 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 school, wrestling
Wrestling workshop,
promotion.
like to a degree. It's like a workshop. It's like a wrestling, women's wrestling clinic workshop type of deal because it's not a school that's always running.
No,
It's a, I think I would say like a clinic or a workshop.
I love that.
Yeah, and Lodestone. I
Yes,
love that she
yeah,
does that.
yeah.
Like, and women from all over, you know, and come and participate in it all the time, and it's just so great what she does. Like Bailey is an absolute gem. Like she knows, like even though she wants her own level of success, it's not all about her, and
Right.
she will give to the next person, and I love that.
That's why I like this.
Mhm.
They, you, yes, there's love. We all know that.
Yep.
Hopefully, behind the scenes, but this is great character development. And
It
I like
really
seeing
is.
Bailey I like seeing a different side of Bailey. Not always sweet. I like that. She's
Yeah, she's very no nonsense this time,
yeah.
and I like it.
Me too.
Yeah, I love it. This was great. Now, when it comes to the Raw men, something that I did enjoy was the segment with Seth Rollins and LA Knight.
Yeah.
Um,
You said
Seth
ramen.
Rollins came out and he cut his promo and he said the usual things that people say about Roman Reigns. But then something that was sort of heartwarming was when he was talking about how happy he is to do the work of wrestling because of how much it means to little kids in the audience. And he pointed to little boys in the audience and that was just so sweet. Um of him to do, and it just lets you know that some people really do or really are into the work of wrestling and aren't into just, ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry, the benefits of it. And he mentioned how Roman Reigns once even said that Seth Rollins was sort of like the type of wrestler where he wouldn't make the type of money, like it's like he was basically saying that Seth Rollins doesn't make tribal chief money. And he was saying that he wasn't a star on his same level. And Seth did not like that. And he mentioned how he did not like that at all. But in the midst of that, LA Knight comes out. And of course, here lately, he's been sort of, pushing against the sort of renaissance of the bloodline, if you will. And he came out and talked about, even though people were making jokes about it on TikTok saying, "Oh, brother, let's have another match. Come on, brother, let's do this, let's do that." Because, of course, Seth and Roman Reigns call each other brother and everything. But something that LA Knight spoke to in this promo is like a legitimate problem that I feel like it's not a problem because it's not that it doesn't make it enjoyable, but he's speaking to the idea that we're watching a feud that we've seen multiple iterations of, and we're watching it happen again, as opposed to people like him, like LA Knight, sort of biting and scraping, for an opportunity to even try to touch a championship match. Whereas you have people like Seth can just come in who lost the King of the Ring tournament, just like he lost the King of the Ring tournament, but yet can just swoop in and challenge for a title that he never lost. And LA, to a degree, was sort of speaking to an issue like, are we seeing a pattern of the same people challenging for these titles all the time and not seeing newer people? Like, how come they're not, really pulling the trigger and taking more risk on newer people challenging for these titles? Because it can be argued that a person like Roman Reigns shouldn't be holding the World Heavyweight Championship simply because that title was made due to the nature of him holding the undisputed WWE Championship hostage. So for him to now have it and possibly hold that title hostage, that kind of defeats the purpose of it. And then you have Seth, who was the first WWE World Heavyweight Champion with this belt, of course, getting at the belt that he never lost. He's challenging for it again when there have been people who aren't even with the company anymore who didn't get to challenge for it, because I hate to this day that Austin Creed never got to challenge for it, Xavier Woods. I hate to this day that Kofi didn't really get to challenge for it. I hate that there are other people, even like LA Knight, who have not really gotten their opportunity to challenge for it. But it's like you have people like Seth who can just come in and just be like, oh, well, I want the belt again. Or people like Drew McIntyre who will be like, oh, well, I want the belt and I want to challenge for this and da 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 da. Like,
Cody.
yeah, like LA Knight really spoke to something.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the midst of all of his quippiness and all his jokes, he really did say something of substance. Bianca, what do you think?
He's not wrong.
Right.
I'm glad he said that because, like, I get that they're like the top men. I get like they're like one of the faces of the company. I get Cody, Roman, Seth, or like the top uh big kahunas of the company, if you will.
Yeah.
And today, yeah, today actually. But I do wish that more people who are actually deserving of a shot get their shot. Like LA, he's never won a title,
Right.
and who got him? Who didn't? Oh, actually, never mind. Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't yet, and I'm surprised. Ugh, who hasn't gotten there? Many people actually.
Yeah, there's a lot. And it's just and I'm just really happy that LA Knight actually spoke to that because that's something that I've been sort of inwardly feeling for a while because even in even when I was taught before everything happened the way it did Monday and Sami Zayn had won the WWE championship off of Cody and everything, I honestly felt that even Gunther to a degree, you know, always challenging for a world title or feeling or his character feeling obligated to having that chance at a world title. Like that irritated me because I'm just sitting here like there could just be a feud. I was happy with just there being a feud between Cody and Sammy because that's enthralling stuff to me. Personally, I would have just been happy with Sammy and Cody fighting for it. Like Gunther didn't need to be there because it's just like, okay, you retired everybody. You've been world heavyweight champion before. You
Right.
were IC champion for 11 days. I mean, okay, can we do something else and can somebody else have a chance? And at least with Sammy, there was some variety there.
Hmm.
There was some variety there. And, the Sami Zayns and the LA Knights of the world deserve more of an opportunity. Like, I would love if Penta, depending on whenever he loses the IC title, because he has a stranglehold on that one, just like back in the day where the IC title meant you had a world heavyweight title opportunity. Like if Penta got a chance at the world heavyweight title, I would be okay with that because that's somebody new. That's something fresh. That's something different.
Yeah, I agree. And he has talent
Right.
and
And he has
aura.
talent. And that's not to say that the other people don't. But at
No.
the same time, like give newer people a shot. Like shake it up. Like take a risk.
Oba Femi with that title was I so.
Mm.
Ooh, cha. Oh.
Yeah, just I
Let
mean
him
just
like,
like don't be afraid to take a risk.
yeah.
And I think that's an issue, and I'm glad that LA Knight brought it up, and I'm glad that LA Knight can be the face of it. Now of course Jimmy Uso came in and super kicked him in his face afterward, but he definitely gets a win from me because he brought up a key issue. So let's move forward. Something else that I really loved from Monday Night Raw is seeing Nick Aldis, the SmackDown GM, come back and get into it with not only Gunther, but get into it with Adam Pearce too. And it's just like there seems to be more of an edge that's coming out more and more when it comes to Nick Aldis. And it just makes me wonder, are we really going to see him be a wrestler? Because something that Gunther even mentioned on Monday night, he was like, "You're a failed wrestler. You're a failed wrestler. Look, if you keep saying that to Nick Aldis, he's gonna show you better than he can tell you." And Gunther, I really feel like Gunther is really talking himself. His mouth is writing a check that his ass won't be able to cash because Nick Aldis ruled NWA for almost 2 years before he became a GM for SmackDown. So I'm really gonna need for him to back off and stop just thinking that he can just run through Nick Aldis all the time and just bully him just because he's an official. I think one night on SmackDown he's gonna give him like an ankle lock or try to like break his ankle, and then he'll realize that Nick Aldis isn't the one to play with. And then somebody's gonna fire him and be like, "Oh well, you can't be the GM anymore." And he'll be like, "Okay, that's fine, I'll quit." And then boom, he's a wrestler.
I
like
thought
I
he would wrestle on Monday.
wait, what?
I thought he would wrestle on Monday. I thought Nick
Oh
Aldis would strap his boots and get in the ring on Monday. I honestly thought
yeah,
before what happened. I thought
right. But
this
they're
would
taking it. It seems like they're really taking it slow for this. It's a slow burn.
I would like to see it.
Me too. Me too. I want to see it so bad because you can just tell it's right
Yeah,
there. You
yeah.
can tell, and I'm ready for it. I'm
Me
so
too.
ready for it. And the fact that he was getting in Adam Pierce's face, and then Adam Pierce, of course, used to be a wrestler too, but he's retired. So it's just kind of like, so are we also going to see Adam Pierce come out of his suit too?
I want to see that. I missed a lot. I need to.
Oh, it's crazy work.
Both men.
This episode of Raw was on 10.
Ugh.
They were on 10 in Chicago, baby. It was lit. And then of course you got Oba
Oh wow.
scaring Paul Heyman, saying that he was going to see Brock Lesnar in hell and embarrass him in front of his whole family in Minnesota. I was like, damn. Oba, he called Paul Heyman nothing more than a mouth. He said, "You're not even an advocate at this point. You are just a mouth."
Oof. Oof.
Baby, if Oba Femi read me the way he read Paul Heyman, I would just go home and cry. I would just go home and cry. There's no recovering from that. He scathed the crap out of Paul. Like, do you know how much motion you have and how much confidence you have to go one on one with Paul Heyman on the microphone, not once in 1 year, but twice in 1 year? Actually, three times in 1 year. Technically, like Obafemi is that guy. He is ready to go to hell in a cell.
He better win. Don't piss
Oh
me
my
off,
god.
WWE. Oh.
Exactly. I hope he wins. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh god. The match itself is gonna be amazing, but I hope he wins. I swear, because that's something that Paul Heyman was even saying in that promo. He was just like, he was making it seem like Brock Lesnar was more skilled or more experienced in a cage because he had been in Hell in a Cell before, which he has, um, and also because he has his past UFC stuff, and that's inside of a cage as well. But my thing is, Oba has nothing to lose.
Yeah.
He has nothing to lose but glory to gain when it comes to defeating Brock Lesnar in this Hell in a Cell match, and I cannot wait. Like we cannot just poo poo Obafemi off due to his lack of experience in Hell in a Cell. We can't do it. We can't. Oba is going to wreck shop.
That's gonna be yeah. That's gonna be an all timer for sure.
It is. Paul Heyman just look like he's running for his life. He's like, look, man, I'm just an advocate. I didn't ask for any of this. No, yes, you did.
He
You
really
mess with
did.
you mess with the bull, you're gonna get the horns. That's the truth.
I,
That's just the way that
I
this works.
I always with to that I say because I'm a Cancer, you mess with the crab, you'll get the claw.
That too. Clock that. That's true. You mess with the crab, you're gonna get the claws. Exactly. So yeah. Obafemi, Pumpkinhead Lesnar, get ready for it. It's about to go down.
I'm excited.
Now we gotta get to the part that you've been waiting on, Bianca. The reason why we are here. Now, of course, Sami Zayn, we were all proud of him as a whole for winning this championship that he had worked his entire life to get to. And we were hoping that after Cody Rhodes won um, the number one contendership on SmackDown, that they would have a good one on one match and that maybe Sami Zayn would retain and have a longer reign with the title. But of course, Cody got attacked by Gunther earlier that night, and Sammy was like, "Okay, well maybe I can just go out and celebrate with my title some more and just not fight." But then Aldis walked up to Adam Pearce and said, "Look, I have a replacement," and they were in Chicago, so Chicago knew what was up immediately. They was just like, "Oh!" and they started screaming. They started screaming. So the main event comes. Sami Zayn comes out there and he's like, "Yeah, bring him on. Who is it? Bring him on. Who is it? Blah blah blah." And well, the fence came up. The Allstate Arena exploded. Them boots was on, and it was Big CM Punk, Big Phillip, Bianca's hero, walking up in there as the mystery opponent, making his grand return. We haven't seen him since the night after WrestleMania when he told Cody Rhodes, when he was the champion, that you just never know when a championship opportunity is going to fall right out of the sky. And lo and behold, an opportunity fell right out of the sky. And everybody and their mama was screaming. When he came out, I was on the phone. I was watching it. I was on the phone with my best friend, Cinnamon. Shout out to her. And I said, "Come on out, Philip," because I knew it was him. I said, "Come on out, Phil." I knew it was him. I knew it was him. I was just like, "Just come on out here. Just come on out." And then when it was him, I said, "All right." And the match itself was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
It was main event worthy. The match itself was great. And then the thing that really gets me together, I oh my god, wait, I'm gonna get to it later. So he comes out, the match was fantastic. And then he winds up winning the undisputed WWE Championship almost 15 years to the day when he first won it in the same arena at Money in the Bank off of John Cena. Ciao. Wrestling is one of the greatest stories of all time. This is the kind of stuff that just really makes you realize how deep it gets. And then the match itself, of course, was so fantastic. But then what gags me about it is that people online were upset because Sami Zayn had only held the title for 9 days, and that is a valid critique. Because when you think about how long it took Sami Zayn to actually get an opportunity like that and how he
Yeah.
won it, especially in front of his people,
I,
in Saudi Arabia, yeah, it does leave a bit of a sting. It's
I
true.
understand that.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it leaves a bit of a sting. But at the same time, there are levels to it. The first level being that CM Punk is the reason why a Sami Zayn could have an opportunity like the one he had and even go as far as he had in WWE. When you think about Sami Zayn coming through the indies and everything the same way CM Punk did, and how Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Bryan Danielson were all in Ring of Honor the same way CM Punk was in Ring of Honor. Like, I honestly feel that CM Punk is the main reason why guys like Sammy and AJ Styles and so many others can confidently walk in WWE and feel like they have a fighting chance because he fought tooth and nail for his opportunity because he knew his worth. He called himself the best in the world before anybody else did, and that's how he fought and got to this point. The second level of this is from a character standpoint. Sami Zayn was out here acting like he was a good guy when deep down inside he was really a bad guy. And he stole his opportunity and took advantage of Carmelo Hayes in that United States Championship match, cheating him out of a WrestleMania match. Then he lost the United States title and then kept whining and crying about that and whining and crying about being called a gingerbread man and disrespected and all of the above. then having his back and forth with Cody Rhodes, and then winning the title off of Cody Rhodes, and then sort of getting too big for his britches, all for him to have karma hit him in the face and lose to CM Punk. His Come on now. And then of course, Sami Zayn was all backstage being all mad and everything. Like, this mother beeper thinks he could just come in and just take the title from me, blah, blah, blah. Yes, because when you are the champion, you got to stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. And
Okay.
clearly, you were not ready.
No.
You lost it fair and square. You're making it seem like you cheated. You're making it seem like CM Punk cheated. He didn't cheat. He took the opportunity that was laid out in front of him. It fell right out of the sky. Okay?
I almost want
And
to say that he's treating this like the 24/7 championship.
Lord. And after he won, he put it in the refrigerator like he did
Yeah,
last
he
time.
did. Right. In
And
the
right,
same fridge.
exactly, the second shelf. And then right above it, you have a Diet Pepsi, I think.
Yeah.
And then you have Mindy's Bakery up there.
Go
Mindy's
on.
Bakery will never go out of business if, as
Hey.
far as CM Punk is concerned. As far as CM Punk is concerned, Mindy's Bakery will never go out of business.
I need to go to Mindy's then.
Me too, cause the next time, if I ever go to Chicago again at any point, I'm going to Mindy's. I gotta go, cause I gotta try it.
Yeah.
But oh my god, CM Punk is the undisputed WWE champion, and and it was so bad that even people online were comparing him to The Rock, and how The Rock came back after so many years and then won the title off of him, and making it seem like he basically became what he hated. And I'm like, no, that's not the case at all. That is not the case at all. CM Punk is not like that guy. He's he's not like that, and I hate the idea that y'all are even running with that just because you're angry that Sami Zayn lost after 9 days. Even though I understand where that frustration is coming from, CM Punk takes the opportunities that are presented to him. He's not some guy that just tries to steal stuff. He takes the opportunities that he's given and he makes the most of them. And that's exactly what he did Monday night. And now he's a champion. But I low key feel like a little bit of credit needs to be given to you, Bianca, because you talked about you meeting him the week before, and then the next week he
The
wins the
universe wants me,
title.
the universe wants me to prosper. It's for real.
Bianca, what'd you say? Repeat that.
I said the universe wants me to prosper.
Absolutely.
I think she probably, there you go. Um oh Lord, oh my God. Yeah, oh. It was mm. You know when you're in church and you're trying to you're about to be saved and you
Yeah.
start screaming and like you just start to cry of jubilation. I shouldn't be talking about church since CM Punk is an atheist. So, but he is the savior of the what is it?
The
The
Second
sec
City
the
Saints.
sec there you go. So I was still talking about church. And it's a hump day, midweek service. Here we go. You know, like when you were in church and just started to like during a conversion when um you start to cry and then you just start to like be all like jubilationated, that's the word, and then a lot
Yeah.
of emotions
Yeah, you
and
feel the presence of the Holy Ghost.
hello, that's and you fall on the floor. That's what happened on Monday. My I wanted to record it but I didn't because I was in the moment. So when when that gate rose, I was like, yes! And then like, oh my god. And then like I went to my room and I hugged my mama. And then the static hit and then I fell to the floor. Oh my god. Oh my god. I could not stop. I couldn't it was a mix of that and then I started to cry. And then mm, mm, mm. and whew, and then the match, and then he won, and then I was like, oh my god, yes! Oh, oh. I said to my mom, you know that guy who I met? That's because she knows of CM Punk. She knows that. She knows like I love. She knows of him and that I like that's the name CM Punk, but. It's like, you know that wrestler? He's back. Oh, whew. And then, oh my god! I told him. I said every time, every Chicago return, I cry, and I cry.
This was no exception, huh?
No exception at all. Oh my god! And then
Oh.
he'll be back on Monday and then he'll be on Raw on my birthday.
Well,
Oh,
they said he's gonna be on SmackDown Friday.
he did say that.
Yeah, they did say that he's
That's
slated to appear on SmackDown.
that is true. Oh, but I'm keeping my hopes up. I'm keeping the faith that he'll be on my screen on my birthday on Monday. Um, and then CM Punk just makes everything so good. People may not agree with me, which is okay. Um, but to me, he always makes wrestling so fun and worth watching. And oh my god. It was a great Monday. It was great to be alive on a Monday night in the West Coast.
Exactly. Exactly. It was great to be alive on a Monday night on the
Yes.
West Coast.
And this happened
And
during cancer season, a few days before my birthday. Like, what is happening?
yeah, and in the South. Like it was great. I can't even hold you. It was fantastic. Like the match was great. Punk winning was great and him winning in Chicago was great. And just like you, I don't cry, but I do get the chills whenever something great happens to him in Chicago. Like I can't help but just think about how I was there when he returned and how
So
that
glad.
was one of the most surreal moments of my entire life. And just being there in that same arena and in that atmosphere, just how I was shaking and just crazy. And then also just seeing how even though this wasn't in the Allstate Arena, how it was in the United Center when he'd had his entrance with the Chicago Bulls entry from the
So
90s. Like that was incredible. And just so seeing all these great moments even from the past and to the now. Like CM Punk is just he just has this otherworldly aura, not only in Chicago but just everywhere he goes. That when it comes to wrestling, he just brings the passion out of people. But I guess it's just because the passion just oozes from him, and and it's just real and it's authentic.
yeah.
So, congratulations to CM Punk for being the undisputed WWE championship and being unapologetic and taking the opportunities that just fall right out of the sky.
He's
And I'm
banged
pretty
though.
sure Cody Rhodes was watching that too, and that's gonna make him and Sami Zayn and the road to SummerSlam even more interesting than it already is.
I'm ready.
Oh my God,
But did you see his bangs
crazy!
though?
His what?
Did you see his bangs though? When he came out? His hair.
Oh, I I really didn't think of those as bangs. I just thought that was just hair. I
Oh,
don't know. I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't pay that much attention.
I
But
don't know why, but he reminded me of Simba, adult
oh,
Simba, the Lion King. I don't
okay.
know.
He's got a mane.
He does
But
got.
well, he has a lion spirit, so that's cool. But yeah, shout out to CM Punk.
Yeah,
Also, it was announced that next Monday that there will be a number one contenders gauntlet match for the Intercontinental Championship, and I'm hoping that Javon Evans wins. Javon Evans needs to win this number one contenders match. And I love other people in this match as well, but it needs to be Javon Evans.
I see it. I see
That
that.
that's it. That's all.
Bouncing.
Literally. Now, moving into NXT, here again, the women of NXT just continue to prove why they are the main characters. Um, they carry Tuesday nights.
Yeah.
They carry. And even from the girls that we are the most familiar with on NXT, even down to like the newer girls, like Callie Armstrong here. The promo that she cut at the very beginning of the show was really fire. She explained why she attacked the NXT Women's Champion Kendall Gray, because she was basically saying that the only way to get some attention around here to prove that you want to have an opportunity is to, take extreme measures like the one I took. And she wants to prove that, of course, she's built different and that she is the difference maker. But then she gets interrupted by Lola Vice, who, of course, lost the NXT Women's title. And she talked about how she loved that Kelly Armstrong was enthusiastic about her opportunity, but she said, "Look, you need to wait in line because I want my rematch, and I'm first in line, so you need to have some patience and wait." But in the midst of that, Kalani Jordan comes out, and of course, Miss Ma'am has been gunning for her opportunity at the NXT Women's title. She said this week for close to 3 years, and none of this went well. Callie Armstrong, in the midst of Kalani Jordan and Lola Vice fighting each other, Callie Armstrong took advantage and clotheslined them both. And when I tell you, it looked like a whole. She runs through people like a linebacker in football. Callie Armstrong is scary, strong looking, and her hits look super hard. And she is still very young in her career. I'm scared for what will happen
I love
when I'm scared for what will happen when she actually gets some more reps. She's
it.
gonna she's gonna kill us all. And I mean that in the best way possible. She's gonna kill us all, and I'm ready for it. Callie Armstrong is that girl, man. I'm ready. And of course, this led to a number one contenders match being announced between these three. But I'm so ready to see which one is going to come out on top here. Um, but this whole segment at the very beginning,
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff.
I like Hilani's pants.
Oh, me too. She be dressing. Like, she be dressing, and her confidence is growing more and more. And here again, I love her braids.
Those are literally my pants. That's literally my pants. I see my birthday. There's a B713.
Oh, well.
Those are my pants. I need
Okay.
I need that.
I need those pants too, but I'm not entirely sure I'll pull them off the way Kalani did. But, a girl
Jeans.
can
I'm sorry.
dream.
They're jeans. They're jeans. I need those jeans.
A girl can dream. But I did love the outfits that Callie and Lola had
Yeah.
on too. Like, those outfits are super cute. I
Mhm.
want to get me an outfit like that too. But here again, I'm not gonna wear it like them because they stay in the gym and I like fries. But moving on. Um, moving on. Layla Diggs performed incredibly well in her fatal four-way match to become the number one contender for the NXT Women's North American title held by Zarya. She fought Izzy Dame, Lizzie Rain, and Thea Hale. And when she was backstage with Natty and the Dungeon Dames, Nikita Lyons and Carmen Petrovic, they were talking about how they wanted to come out with her, to try to get the upper hand on the other girls. But Layla Diggs stood on business and told them, look, I want to do this on my own, which sort of fed into what I said last week about her sort of, giving some pushback to the way that they do things. And it wound up working to her benefit because she wound up winning and becoming the number one contender, um, to face off against Zarya next week for the women's North American title. And I'm so excited for her because this woman, she's just a full package. I love her entrance because she comes out dancing like a pop star. She's gorgeous and she has one of the best moonsaults in all of wrestling.
Ooh,
She is so fantastic. And I'm just like, girl, I love it. So Layla Diggs is
Layla did.
really piecing it together. Um, and she has a golden opportunity next week. And I'm really excited about it.
I'll be watching for sure. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
be
The
watching.
black women are rising, honey.
I'm saying hello. Oh my God.
Yes!
Right.
Oh, I'm so proud. I'm so proud. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Um, but speaking of black women, though, we got to talk about Jada Parker and the promo that she cut about Natty.
Mm.
She called herself throwing shade at Natty because she was saying that Natty was only down in NXT to bring relevance to her stale ass career. That's literally what she said. And I'm going to give some pushback to that because Natalia has been in women's wrestling for such a long time. And she was saying that to Natalia as if she had not been in NXT two times before. I feel that when Natty goes down to NXT, the three times she's been there, it's been due to wanting to test the waters of the new age of women's wrestlers and not to try to do anything for her own career because her career is already accomplished enough to where she really doesn't have to do anything else.
Right.
I feel like anything extra that Natty wants to do, she just wants to do it just to prove herself and just to test herself, but to also test the future. Because I feel like in order for you to have a future in women's wrestling, you have to wrestle her because she is the bar of women's wrestling. I said that last week. Um, and Jada really said that, and it made me feel bad because I'm just like, Jada, do you not know that the very first match that Natalia had in NXT was against Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's title?
Wow.
And she had Bret Hart in her corner, and Charlotte had Ric Flair in his corner. That was on the WWE network, and that was before NXT was on television, and this was when NXT was in its black and gold era. This was the era after Paige and Emma, because Paige was the first ever NXT Women's Champion.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, just to do a little bit of history, I know NXT history is like very winding and it's pretty long. But let's encourage media literacy in wrestling. Let's encourage that and let that happen and let people, go back in time and realize some things and just do wrestling history. Let's do research, okay? So Natty fought Charlotte in NXT, and I believe Natty fought Cora Jade, and I know that's not her name anymore because she's in TNA, and I
Mm.
can't remember her name right now. Elena Black, yeah,
Yes.
she fought Elena Black in NXT during NXT 2.0. So, and then Natty went back to the main roster. But my thing is, just because she comes back to NXT does not mean that her career is not relevant still, because people still look for her for influence. They look for her to train in the dungeon. They look for her, for career advice, even though she might not be like the big superstar that she was once before. Her career is not stale and it's not relevant and it's not irrelevant. And I hated that Jada even said that. I hated it so much. But yeah. I hated that she said that, but I understand why because her and Natty are beefing with each other now on TV. But when she mentioned when she said that, I was just like, first of all, study to show thyself approved. First of all, and second of all, you gotta chill in so many different ways. Let's move on.
I said,
Let's
well,
move
she was
on before we say anything else.
okay.
Speaking of Natty, I enjoyed the match that she had against Kendall Gray for the NXT Women's Championship. This main evented because here again, the women bookended this episode of NXT because here again, the women are carrying. And this match was really good. It was the perfect hybrid between sports entertainment and both of their grappling styles. Um, Natty's girls tried to cheat for her low key by beating up on Kendall Gray outside, but the women's speed champion Ren Sinclair was not having it, and then Lola even came out and started beating up on them to make the match fair and square. And the rest of the match just turned out to be really good. And Kendall will go on to hit the Shades of Grey in order to retain the NXT Women's Championship. And as the episode went off, Lola Lola Vice, Callie Armstrong, and Ken, not Kendall, I'm sorry, all the K's.
Jelani Jordan.
Kalani Jordan, there we go, stood on the ring apron and stared at Kendall Gray because, of course, they have their number one contenders match coming up and they are really staring at what they wanted. And I thought this was a very solid way to end the episode. And yeah, it was great. I loved it. Everything about women's wrestling is just carrying NXT. Um, I love it. I just love it. It's
Why does it look like
thriving
Kendall's wearing a crown?
because her head, because the reflection of her head on the Titantron back there is behind her head. That's why. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
interesting placement for sure. But yeah, I'm super happy.
I
I was
wouldn't mind.
happy with this episode.
I wouldn't mind if this triple threat number one contenders match um ends in a no contest, making this a fatal four way match. I
That
wouldn't
would be
mind.
good.
Yeah.
That would be good. But I'm selfish. I just want Kalani Jordan to win. I want Kalani Jordan to become number one contender and get what's hers because it's past time. It really is. I just want her to get her things.
Um,
And then also we had Miss Mama's. Her name is now, well, in the independents before she got signed to WWE, her name was Nikki Blackheart. But now she is going by the name Reina Volcan.
okay.
She, of course, made her NXT debut after she attacked Tatum Paxley um, after her match with Kalani Jordan. And she basically had her promo and said that, she's ready to be the natural disaster of NXT, Reina Volcan. And I just love this shot of her face because it was gorgeous. I was just like, oh, this woman, she's fierce. I haven't seen her fully wrestle just yet, but I can already feel just from the presence of her promo, she is nothing to play with.
I don't remember seeing this.
I love her. You
Well,
don't?
when I seeing this, I thought I thought it was a Jada Parker heel turn
I mean, well, no. This is not Jada Parker.
at a glance.
Yeah. I understand if you look too fast, you might think it's her, but no. This is Reina Volcan.
Reina Vulcan.
I love it. I love it. Now, when it comes to the men, Saquon, of course, had an interview backstage after he interfered in the Fatal Four Way Tag Team match um, for number one contendership for the NXT Tag Team titles. And, of course, he distracted Dark State. And he had an interview talking about how he wasn't going to finish going after Dark State, but that he needed to find some friends that would help him fight them because he can't just fight them by himself along with his bat. So I'm interested to see who he chooses to be his friends, considering Darkseid made enemies of basically the entire tag team division. So I'm wondering who in the heck is this man gonna go find? At one point, I thought maybe OTM could be, but then they made enemies of OTM too. So I'm just like, who is Saquon finna get? There was one rumor online. Somebody said, well, maybe it could be Enzo and Cass. And I'm just like, bro, if it's Enzo and Cass, I would die. I would literally pass out.
I
I
would
don't.
love that actually.
I would love it too, but I feel like I would just be in such shock that I would just pass out.
We need them back. Oh my god. I still know the
We do.
whole promo. Oh my god, line for
I
line.
miss them.
We have no time for that, but oh, talk
Oh
about
my
Oprah.
god.
Oh, Lord. Oh my god.
With all the things you can't teach, like,
Right.
oh, that would be a shot of adrenaline. Oh my god, it would be crazy. But
In my soul.
Saquon continues to prove why he is up next. Or as he likes to say, I'm up next, they're up never, and it don't get no sweeter than that.
Oh, word. Oh.
I
Ah!
love it. The play on sugars, yes, let's do it. I love you, Saquon. I want to see Saquon. That's his
Yes,
theme song.
Saquon.
Hey, Saquon.
Hi.
Hey. Oh, I love it. In every lifetime.
That was actually a great promo.
Yes, it was. Now, moving forward, something that I also love for the men of NXT is just seeing Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights heal their friendship and hug each other.
No.
I love it. Like, just,
Didn't they do that whole championship?
yeah,
That
they
whole
had their championship match at Great American Bash for the
oh,
North American title, and Tavion lost fair and square, but the match was really great, like I did mention before, on an episode before. But they had been beefing because Tavion was just feeling a little bit, left behind because him and Miles were in the NQCC together. So it's like, to a degree, he felt like Miles struck out on his own and got a level of success, and he wanted it for himself too. But then he realized, he really still just wanted to be friends with Miles. So they hugged each other after they both fought off the Vanity Project together. So this was sweet.
hmm.
I like it. I like it when men show their emotions. It
And
is
who
a
turned on
very,
who?
huh?
I said, and who turned on who?
Nobody turned on anybody.
Okay, great.
Because if they had turned, I would have said so. Like they didn't. Nobody turned on anybody. It was just a hug.
It wasn't a
Eh,
quick turn.
No, it was a hug.
Oh, okay.
That's it. There was nothing after the hug. That was it. It was
That
just
we know
love.
of.
It was just love. There was nothing.
Oh.
That's it. Okay. And that's really all that we liked in wrestling this week. So, thank you guys so much for watching this new episode of HWP. Of
This
course,
is
know that you can find and follow me, your girl Stephanie Hardy, on Instagram and Twitter at Queen Steph Hardy. You can follow the show, The Hardy Wrestling Podcast, on Instagram at Hardy Wrestling Podcast, like it's scrolling on the bottom of the screen, and on Twitter at Hardy Wrestle Pod. That's HARDYWRESTLEPOD. And you can listen to the Hardy Wrestling Podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and basically everywhere you get audio podcasts. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And once you subscribe to the YouTube channel, ring the bell so you can get notified every time we go live or post a clip or do anything else like that. Any new upload, you'll be notified about it, and just continue to support the vibe. We've got up to 600 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you guys so much for all of the love and support for the show. Steph and Cat Talk Wow will be back in August because they are um, on hiatus. So because Wow Superheroes is on hiatus, we're on hiatus. And newer episodes will be starting next month. So hopefully we'll be able to get that started with Cat from In Cat We Trust again, and we'll get that cracking. So yeah, and also follow me on TikTok at Stephanie underscore Hardy. I'm connected with wrestling fans there, more so than ever. So continue to support your girl there, and yeah, cool stuff is happening. And also follow the Hardy Wrestling Podcast on Facebook at the Hardy Wrestling Podcast with the logo in the corner over there. So Bianca, thank you again for joining me for this special show, and just
thank you.
tell
You
everybody where they can find and follow you and what you've got going on.
You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at Bianca Addison. You can also follow my ring announcing journey on Instagram at Ebony Rose Ringside. That's EBONIROSE Ringside. Haven't posted in a while, but I will in a few weeks. But also haven't been on TikTok in a while. But if you want to follow on me on TikTok, it's Ebony Rose Ringside as well. And yeah, I'm just happy to be celebrating my birthday on Monday, and I'm very excited. And this was a great episode. This is fun.
Absolutely. You know, I love having you on, and I'm so proud of you and your growth and your journey
Thank you.
in wrestling and independent wrestling as well. And also just you just having and growing in your voice. I just love seeing that, and I love to even be a piece of that journey. I love that.
Shout out
So,
to you, founder. Thank you for this opportunity.
of course, absolutely. Anytime I can lift another black woman up in wrestling, I will take that chance. Or just lift anyone up, but definitely my black women. Gotta lift us up because, yeah. So, of course, this has been the Hardy Wrestling Podcast with your girls, Stephanie and Bianca Addison. And until next time, bye, y'all.
Bye.